Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Born to be Wild listener series. We are in season 4, week 3. I'm joined tonight by my friends Vapod and Jordan MG from the People's Champ podcast. Very excited to hang out with you guys tonight. How you doing? Vapod, I'll start with you. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, dude. I got Luna asleep in my lap, so it's a good night.
Hey, that's great. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Really excited to get a chance to hang out with you, and it's been a while. And of course, our returning season 3 champion and currently undefeated in the listener series, I believe, Jordan MG. Thanks for guest casting tonight. How are you?
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm doing all right. Had a nice, solid day of mostly productive and mostly rest at the same time.
Excellent. Love to hear it. Well, hey, we've got a fun match tonight. We are casting a match between our very own ESheepCity and Hydralisk, which will be a lot of fun. Before we get started with the matches, quickly, I'm going to go over the series as a whole and the format. So starting quickly with the season-wide overview. So for those of you not familiar, the Born to be Wild listener series is a Hearthstone wild format tournament series with special deck building restrictions each week. Each season consists of 5 weeks of regular competition, followed by 3 weeks of playoffs, which are quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. The following rule applies to every week. All decks must contain at least 15 minions unless otherwise specified. There is a season-wide ban on the following cards: Gen Greymane, Baku the Mooneater, Ice Block, Defend the Dwarven District, the Hunter Quest line, and Raid the Docks, the Pirate Quest line, or the Warrior Quest line, rather, and then any other cards that are naturally banned in the wild format. These games are played in the Conquest format. So each week, players submit 4 decks consisting of separate classes. Classes and deck lists are hidden until after the weekly submission deadline. Once classes and deck lists are revealed, players have an opportunity to review and ban one of their opponent's decks. Ban selections are hidden until both players have submitted their bans, at which point they're revealed. In the Conquest format, when a player wins with a deck, that player must then move on to a different deck. The losing player may switch decks, but is not required to do so. The victor is the first person to win matches with all 3 decks. Finally, for those of you watching along with us tonight, players are represented on the screen by avatars, and decks are represented by their class icons. The banned decks are marked with a red X, indicating that they cannot be played, and the winning decks, as they proceed, are indicated with a green check mark. So if you come in late, or you're wondering what's going on or what the status is, you can see those little icons there. Now, I was talking earlier about there being special deck building restrictions for each week. This week is no exception. So we are currently in week 3. This week's challenge is called Divisible by 3, and it was submitted by Schmoopy Daddy. So this week, all cards must cost either 3, 6, 9, or 12 mana. Any minions, spells, weapons, or hero cards all must be divisible by 3. And there are no additional card bans this week. All right, rules aside, we're going to jump in quickly and look at each player's decks. So first up is ESheepCity, who brought Demon Hunter, Hunter, Paladin, and Shaman. Hydra banned Sheep's Shaman, which is no surprise. Looking at this week's deck building restrictions, Shutterwalk seemed like an instant favorite. Jordan, you had mentioned something about that earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Shaman's... It felt impossible to be in testing.
Yeah, and a lot of times these decks are not viable on the wild ladder competitively just because of the wacky restrictions that we've got. But this Shaman deck looks actually pretty playable. A lot of the classes are the one, or a lot of the cards rather, are the ones that we're using in current ladder decks, and so no surprise that the Shaman was banned here. Quickly looking at the others, so we've got a Demon Hunter here with some Fel Magic. It does have Ilginath, so there's some possible shenanigans, and then Kurtrus, the new Demon Hunter hero, and Mr. Smite on the top end. There is a hand buff Paladin to some regards. It is running Argent Horse Rider, Call to Adventure, and a few of the other kind of classic more aggressive cards, including Wolf Rider and Battlegrounds Battlemaster, Mr. Smite again on the top end. And then I'm going to pass it over to Jordan to talk about this Hunter super briefly. There's a Mech Hunter here, so that looks pretty spicy.
Yeah, Mech Hunter's lit. It's one of my proudest creations so far in the listener series. Brought this bad boy out. Max was just like, that's the biggest meme I've ever seen. I'll let you play a couple games with it before I convince you're wasting my time. And I hit him with the global glide tech on 4 a couple games in a row. And the man had seen all he needed to see. 3 mana 4/4 with rush. Go bird, dude.
Yeah.
Not to mention in this format, if you coin a flying machine out and they can't deal 4 to it, you can ramming mount it, or snip snap it, or spider bomb it. And then that thing is kind of just off for the races.
Yeah, it
Pretty
looks
sweet.
like a kind of a force to be reckoned with here. And
another thing that's really important about this format, since you only have 3, 6, and 9 mana cards, is a way to spend your mana efficiently on turns like 4 and 5. So you have things like Tinker, Town, Technician that gives you spare part to fill out your turn 4. And with cards like Baron's Trapper, you can make a 3-cost Death Rattle cost 2. And so you can fit 2 minions into your turn 5 slot. So this deck's got a lot of it can really curve out if you draw the right cards.
I will say it is beatable though, because I played against Maxi and he did not win with Hunter once the entire time we practiced.
wow.
So the really greedy
Depends
stuff can
what you
beat
verse,
it
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Got the Rexstar for that. Copium.
Hey, there we go. All right, well, let's look real quickly at Hydra's lists here. So pulling these up, Hydra brought Druid, Priest, Shaman, and Mage.
Is that greedy stuff?
Oh, yeah. And again, Shaman was banned, so Hydra will not be playing Shaman tonight. Looking at these, yeah, super greedy. So the Druid list is, it's got Hadronox, right? Which will revive all of your taunt minions, and it does have N'Zoth, God of the Deep, which will revive one minion from each tribe. So your beast, elemental, dragon, that sort of thing. It is running a couple copies of Witching Hour, so there's some spice there. There's a big priest list that is a big priest thing doing big priesty things.
I see a Blood of the Ancient.
That deck I'm very worried about.
Yeah, I brought it this week as well, and it was pretty gross.
No
actually,
playable cards.
You know what? If you can not die, then removing the board over and over is really difficult. But it's the 50% of the deck costs 9 mana. So
it's you don't have anything to play till turn 6.
Yeah. I do like this mage list. This is a Reno mage, which is fun. I brought this as well, coincidentally, because a lot of the cards work. So your Dragon Queen Alex, your Reno Jackson, both Renos, in fact, can be played in this list, and it seems pretty solid. So yeah, looking forward to having these gentlemen play their matches, and we should see some spice here.
I don't think there's a single card that fits this format better than Build a Snowman.
Right.
6 mana card. Absolutely insane. Yeah, this one's spicy. I thought about bringing Mage, just didn't make the cut for me.
Yeah, this week was a lot of fun to build, and there's some interesting things. I have the bad habit of waiting to the very last minute to build my decks, which coincidentally, I guess, makes me build some interesting and suboptimal lists. But it's absolutely a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, kind of what Pod was saying. This matchup's going to come down to whether or not the hunter and the paladin of sheep can kill this priest before it can play a card. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But if it manages somehow to get double breath and kind of stall, it'll win once if it ever gets behind a taunt.
The druid matchup's really tough for that hunter as well. So the hunter has to beat the mage almost for sure.
I think it can beat the priest pretty handily, but we'll see how it plays out. Breath of the Infinite doesn't kill a flying machine.
All right, looks like they're queuing up into game 1 here.
Paladin versus Druid, or Druid versus Paladin.
I must protect the Fire Lord.
All right, full toss by Hydra.
Looking for a card that costs 3 mana, probably.
Yeah.
That one kind of costs 3 mana.
Oh, there's a better one. Yeah, I sort of feel like in this week's with this week's challenge, whoever gets the coin is sort of at an advantage.
Absolutely.
Coin is good. Going first is better than going second because you get to play minion first. Sure. If basically flips, you goes first and second because your first minion is 3 mana.
All right, Sheep here with the Sal. Sal has pride. It's gonna definitely put some pressure on Hydra here.
Want that hand
This
early.
3/4. Usually hovering this 3/4. I'd be surprised if he didn't play the 2/4 because the 3/4 could get better later. But
Right.
Yeah, either that or some armor gain. But yeah, that Quillbore seems pretty good.
He decides to go for the dragon.
fair enough. And it's you just play the other one on 4. So it kind of makes sense, but. I was anticipating this muster for battle. It's a really clean way to deal with this remaining 3/1.
Classic Paladin card,
Yeah.
one of the best cards I think ever printed. The value is unreal there for sure.
It's a very good card.
Well,
Remembering the Howl?
he's got 2 options. I mean, yeah, I don't think the
So
Quillbore
sure.
does a whole lot of good here, just because there's no, he doesn't
I
need
think it does a
the.
lot of good here.
I mean, it
All
definitely
3/1.
it definitely blocks all the 1/1s. The death rattle doesn't have much of an
That's
impact
true.
right now, but these 1/1s will be a problem as they continue to grow. And so yeah, you're definitely correct. I mean, this taunt minion will eat them.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
I
really
don't
worried about
think
the
he-
1/1s. He's just worried about getting behind on board too much.
Right. I don't
doesn't have
think he can
seeds in his
afford
deck.
to.
Yeah, or spreading plague. So if he gets behind, he just loses. I think most of the time here. Thankfully for him, though, Sheep's hand is like a bunch of unbuffed charters and not a whole lot of anything really tempting to play.
This turn seems pretty straightforward coming up.
Pretty much. Is it gonna be
Gonna play Ferocious Owl or Ferocious Owl?
right?
Alright. We'll clear the 3/1. Easy.
Sheep's getting a full hand here for his buff coming down. Pretty spicy. It's 2 buffers.
Ooh. Yeah,
May see one back to back here. It's like a make your own Legionnaire.
Really, it's not too heavy.
Speak of Legionnaire.
Wow. Yeah, that is a large hand to buff. Although I think Sheep will need it with an incoming army of taunt minions.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he doesn't overdraw anything too valuable here. He is on 10 cards.
He goes for the draw, not the ramp.
Shocking, truly. 4 dragon gone. He may have wanted that, but I think it'll be fine.
Legionnaire is a
He's got 10 on the
scary
card.
card.
Legionnaire is, yeah. I mean, these charges are gonna get huge.
A 10-4. Yeah, that's feeling a little scary right now.
Yeah, this game is already spiraling pretty hard. I think he has to get lucky on his dragon that he
I think
discovers.
he has to play Stegodon, right? I guess he can do this, but now he's gonna overdraw, right?
I don't think that he's
Probably not
worried
ideal.
about overdrawing. I think he needs to stay
I
alive.
guess he has the cards in his hand, right? Makes
Yeah.
sense. I'd be surprised if we didn't see this 10-4 get traded in here, but he may Righteous Defense. Okay. That works. Why trade the 10-4 when you could send it face?
You get a funny number, Horse Rider.
This is, yeah, I mean, this is like
Nice.
half his life already. I'm not sure there's an out here for a poor man Hydra.
I don't
I
think
think this-
so.
Yeah, I think this is a really bad matchup.
Like, he has 2 chargers, so even if he makes him trade this 10-4, his chargers just kill him. These aggro decks are real strong when they hit the decks that can't really keep up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think may happen to his priest as well, but we'll have to wait and see.
Just
Looking for an
depends if
armor
he
into
get,
like a 3
if he
cost
gets
card.
coin and palm reading and Chad Weston's anything can happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, Hydra's got 10 cards, so it's 10 armor. I don't necessarily think it's enough to push through, but it's something.
Keep him alive, maybe?
Yeah.
Keeps him alive.
What is his N'Zoth get him right now? Just a Quillbore and a Dragon?
Yeah.
I believe so.
And it doesn't even guarantee to be the 4, right? It could be the 3/4 Dragon.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the setup. If he could stretch it out a little bit longer. I mean, the Fizzy Elemental is an elemental. Damaged Stegatron is a mech. But it's a matter of stalling long enough, and with these giant charge minions, I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem, or rather a large bit of a problem.
I think the only... I mean, it depends how Sheep trades here, but he's either playing Fizzy or N'Zoth this turn to stay alive. Yeah, if he
Did
plays
you use the Rusher instead, or the Charger instead of the Rusher, which is interesting. He had a 4/4 Rush in his hand, and just played the 4/3 Charge. I guess the value of the shield is definitely tempting.
I almost.
Point it looks.
This looks done.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I think maybe N'Zoth brings back 2 minions that will probably not be enough. Just with the size of these minions on the board. Not really sure of any other options that Hydra has at this point.
Which is a shame. I love Taunt Druid. It's one of my favorite archetypes.
The deck is a blast. Yeah, it's. See Hydra hovering over the cards, kind of weighing some options here, but.
Time waits for no one.
Maybe if he plays Hadronox, Sheep will forget and think that it's time. Although I think he could, I think Sheep could BM and kill the Hadronox and then kill the Taunt and then kill him. He's pretty high up here.
Yeah, I absolutely love the idea of the N'Zoth. I just, unfortunately, it's just not enough.
This is why he kept the Rusher. Makes sense. Get the double buff value. And that's going to do it for game 1. The Paladin has out-smorked what the Druid could handle.
All right. Sheep taking game 1.
Pretty decisive fashion, too. Not terribly surprised. The Paladin was one of the better decks this week, for sure. Just the pure amount of damage it can shoot out in stats. But pretty good.
So we've got Demon Hunter and Hunter left for Sheep.
Right. Yeah, looking at this Paladin list, a lot of the hand buff cards fit pretty naturally in with this challenge. So
absolutely, yeah.
In these other decks, they're pretty aggressive. I think the Hunter is going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure. All right, here they're queuing up into game 2 here.
Oh goodness, this is going to be fun to watch. You've got aggro Demon Hunter against the Palm Reading on 3 potential.
Hey, Palm Reading on 3 is a great card.
Potential high roll moment here. Ooh.
Hydra unfortunately did not get the coin for the second game in a row.
We have a Skull of Gul'dan
in the
on the outside of his hand. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, he's a Skull of Gul'dan on 5 if he wants it.
Wow.
He also has the Death Knight, which he can then play afterward if he desires. This is a very good hand. I imagine he's going to coin a 3, but
probably. And poor Hydralisk. This is a handful of 9-cost cards. Soon to be 8-cost, but probably not good enough.
Yeah, this deck also has no answer to this Il'gynoth. So if this Il'gynoth comes down at some point, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah,
also, Big Priest, we have some 1/1s.
Oh.
Coming into your deck. Yeah, we have a whole lot of playable cards in our hand here. Oh. Yeah,
I like go for the replicate here. Yeah, maybe.
We have to get a minion for any of these to really matter, and drawing a minion with insight doesn't do anything because they all
Yeah.
cost 6 or more.
Yeah.
So all of these cards are kind of just cards. I don't expect him to be able to play a card for the next 3 turns.
Unfortunately, I think that you may be right.
And I think he's probably going to die by the about around turn 6. Oh, no. Oh?
Well, that helps.
That certainly
He
helps.
is brick-rolling real hard, though.
Well, maybe
Dragon
should play
Fire
the
is at
insight
least-
there just so that he has the odds of drawing, like, another
Shadow
palm
Essence.
is higher, but
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Well, yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, you've
I don't
got a
know.
full aggro lineup into a pretty greedy big
that's
priest.
pretty greedy, yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah,
you know, if
looking-
Hydra can stabilize,
It's a shame he didn't
he's probably
discount this
got it.
potion. That'll help a little bit.
Ooh,
I imagine he'll
there's-
play that.
I think he needs
You gotta-
to. At least
yeah, you
it'll
gotta take
clear
up life
6
if you can.
damage. It's not
And if he
enough, but it
corrupts
probably
the
buys him a turn.
insight- If he corrupts the inside, it gets him theoretically a playable minion earlier.
Yeah. Get a minion for next turn. He's gonna heal though, which is I don't hate it. Next turn he's gonna
Right.
Dragon Fire Potion.
Yeah, Dragonfire for sure.
Looking at Sheep's hand, this is not the strongest turn here, so he is definitely going to get full cleared with the Dragonfire. The problem is he can then follow it up with a Skull of Gul'dan or a Kurtrus or an Il'gynoth. And all of those spell bad news. Choosing which 3 trap to play goes with the 4-3. Oh.
I don't think he can afford to.
Yeah, so he has Blood of Cahoon and One Away Blackwing, which are notably bad here. But if he hits a taunt... Nah, he doesn't even have a great revive. I think he has to clear here. But then he's going to
Yeah.
Shadow Essence a bird literally every day of the week, so it's definitely not an easy decision to make.
Well, he has 15 other minions in there.
That's fair. That's true.
That was one of the struggles this week. I mean, I brought Big Priest as well, but it was really tricky to satisfy the 15 minion rule in a deck that wants to play, 5 minions. So
Absolutely, yeah. I ended up bringing Big Priest as well, and my emphasis was if it doesn't have Taunt or Rush, then it doesn't go in the deck.
This is not a turn I would have predicted.
it's definitely a lot of stats, but I'm a little surprised to not see
Choosing
the,
to go
the
with
skull
the
come
Vital
down.
Call and the 3/3 over any of the
Is he
6-cost cards.
trying to set up lethal, maybe?
Oof, that is not
The
the card that Hydra wanted to
Il'gynoth
see.
Does make these have 4 attack, so it's. I mean, if he had hit it like a Blood Cahoon, he would have had lethal.
It might have lethal anyways.
He doesn't have lethal, but I don't know if Hydra can stop just having to kill this Il'gynoth.
Yeah, I know it's going to be tricky. I don't know. I mean, I imagine
This has to be Xerix here.
Yeah, the
Oh
cloning,
yeah,
cloning
Xerix.
gallery
Then
will
you
come
have to
down.
hope this 5/5 hits the 4/8. What the other runaway Blackwing? That's your out. You have to get taunts to heal, and you have to have the runaway Blackwing hit the 4/8. That's the best out that I can see.
Even then, because the Il'gynoth has to go because of the lifesteal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can just like Skull Gul'dan into a Chaos Leech or something and finish it off, or an IBM.
The issue is I don't see another out.
He's thinking about maybe healing his face, trading into a 2/2, playing a Light Shower, but he would die, I think. Alright, yeah, so we unfortunately got birds. We have 2 tries for the 4/8. And he misspells, so he's dead. Unlucky. Truly tragic. Sheep can trade into a 1/1 and win now. Hate
Tonight,
to see it. The bird did a lot of work there. Wow, he had 2 birds.
Insane.
tonight, a tale of true tragedy.
This is reminding me of my match last week. Playing 3-cost, 6-cost cards and killing people.
I'm not surprised to see Sheep go with a very aggressive lineup. That's kind of Sheep style. So I'm not surprised there.
Ooh,
Yeah. Then
we
the
get
the
Nana.
tricky part with the Big Priest is that half the deck cost 9 or more.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen maybe a Tar Creeper or a Quillborn there.
Yeah, I
Or actually, I think he just had like a few too many 9-cost spells for my liking, maybe.
yeah.
You just needed more like anti-aggro, I think. I don't know if Hydra expected the aggro though.
A Blood of the Ancient one. I'm happy to see that.
Interesting. He went with Priest again instead of Mage or Druid here.
I think this matchup is very winnable as Priest.
Oh, I am not a believer, but we shall see.
He finally got coin, which I think helps.
Yeah, coin will help a lot because it'll prevent Sheep from going coin mech into mech support card following it. He kept the Dirigible and the Sputter Bomb.
Oh my, there's a hand.
Yeah, that's the exact 3 cards that would win, I think. So, oh, yeah, him having the coin actually wins him the game. If he didn't have the coin, I think he just would die because of the coin flying machine.
Tradable on one is a nice turn.
This one's going to be
That it
spicy. I
is.
think Hydra definitely has a shot here.
I empathize with Hydra. I got swept with all greedy decks against all aggro.
Bringing greed for him, man. What are you doing?
Mine was a little less greedy than Hydra's, but greedy nonetheless.
Is he doing it? He's doing it. He knows. He
Yeah,
knows
hey,
the
if you can't clear it,
technology.
that's a
knows.
giant problem.
Technology. Ooh, no clue.
Light bomb.
Light bomb potentially good for later, but this will hit him for 6. I mean, I'm assuming he spider bombs.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, this is smart on Hydra to save the coin, so he can coin Shadow Essence on 4. But
I do think it was worth considering the Tinkertown there because you can spend the 1 mana and the next turn you can Baron's Trap or Spider Bomb. But I'm not going to complain about him hitting him in the face for 6.
no, yeah, I mean, I think if you're facing up against a slow deck and like if Sheep can stick a minion, that's a big problem.
And we low roll a little bit.
Oh, the Global Glide technology. It's 1 off though, but it is enough if he chooses to use it. See, now the problem with this is we don't have a turn 5 play because we don't have the Baron's Trapper and a Death Vital anymore. Which is why I might have liked to have not buffed it last turn, but the Global Glide double trade here, power line, gets the job done. Pushes 5 face, keeps him ahead on board. I wonder if Hydra has to AoE this.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, there's not a lot of other plays. I mean, aside from
He's
trading.
trading.
He's thinking about it.
What,
Oh,
what's the rest of his turn look like if he does that?
you're a power
Both
back.
a 3?
You can't play anything unless he draws a 3 cost. So,
High roll, Hydra. Hit the breath. I believe in you.
Must consider.
That looks like he's contemplating.
looking up the list on the other screen here. No, the only 3 cost cards. He's got Breath of the Infinite, Palm Reading, and Twilight's Call. That's it. Twilight's Call isn't going to do any good here. He'd have to get a Breath of the Infinite or a Palm Reading into a 1 cost.
Pretty sure Light Bomb is the worst of the 2 cards, so if he's going to play one, should probably Light Bomb. He has chosen to Dragonfire Potion. We'll see if that's right or not. I remember there being a lot of 2 mana, or 2 4s and 3 4s in the deck, but we shall see.
This Light
Keep
Shower
spitting out
Elemental
the
is...
stats.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is that a health? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so the Elemental comes down. No real surprise here. I think this makes sense. We want to start...
Oh no. Are we going to see a Rexar this turn? We might see a Rexar 4-4 trade. Oh, we are. That's awesome. We got a Rexar gamers. We got Rexar.
Hey, I
Rexar's
appreciate
the best
it.
hunter card.
I put the Rexar in kind of as a meme, kind of as copium, and that was enough for Sheep to want to play. He saw 2 hero cards, he had them both in gold, he ran it, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
The important part about this turn, though, is it makes both of his Dark Moon dirigibles corrupted, so they're not with Rush. Just very helpful here. Devouring
terrible.
Mind is the worst pick I've ever seen. This deck runs like actually 1 spell. And like a bunch of mechs. It's gotta be Plashiel, I think, yeah.
I almost think he could play... Yeah, he might want to play the Amulet of Undying just to get the...
Ooh, okay. I respect it. He's got a whole lot of 9s he needs to survive too.
Yeah, his hand is super clunky, so... You want to try to greed that out, but this keeps him alive.
Oh, man. First cast, and we have to talk about Rexar hero power every turn.
Yeah, that's great. I want to see an angry chicken with a vicious scale hide. I
don't know what he picked, right? It goes so fast.
We'll find out.
Picked the macaw. Okay. He looks like he's going global glide plus dirigible here to leave him with a 3-2 and a 3-5. I don't hate it, but I think double dirigible is better. Yeah. He has changed his line. This now pretty much has to be a life bomb if we don't draw a better card. I guess we could greed the life bomb, but... what'd you grade for? Like exactly 6 mana. That's a really convenient draw.
That is a convenient draw.
I think from this point, unless Rexar does some shenanigans, Sheep's in a really good spot. Or Hydra's in a really good spot.
Yeah, he managed to stabilize on board through the light showers.
Yeah. There is still some Ice Hunter Crane shenanigans that could really blow him out, but outside of that, this looks pretty good for him. 9 mana, plenty of ways to spend it. Probably no hero power this turn. Probably, he's going to hero power. What do I know? I guess you can get an odd mana hero power. It makes sense. Muko's actually kind of hot, but it doesn't overdraw him, so I don't know if he takes it. Oh? Sovereignette? I almost ran Mukla in all my decks, and then I tested it a bunch, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of sad. I really wanted it to be good.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Looks like he took the 2-drop and the other 2-drop. Oh, no, he did take the Mukla. That's awesome. So he's got a big rush.
Yeah,
he's got a 6-8. He could actually just play that if he wanted to.
Yeah.
What is that? Destroy your totem.
The shaman, dude.
Totem Crusher. A long time since I've seen that.
Problem now is he doesn't have a clean way to kill this. But I guess this way he develops a poison is for the next big minion, which is pretty smart. Very smart.
Do we see the runaway Blackwing to maybe get rid of that poison?
I don't know. Hydra doesn't have any resurrect cards in hand, so I mean he could YOLO it here.
I think it's fine, even if it hits 35. 35 might even be better, because then Tails Bow. I don't know. It's probably not better. Oh. That card's in our deck.
Alex the Life Biter.
I mean, at this point, we just kind of have to hope that we don't get too far behind as the Hunter, and we can Rexar greed this out, because this game's not ending anytime soon.
No, Rexar is going to be... Rexar was a good inclusion for this matchup specifically.
Yeah,
the infinite value definitely is.
I want to see like an 8-cost like an 8-cost beast here that deals with this 9/9. That's like kind of nasty.
I guess I didn't think about the fact that they still update the beast pool, so like we saw Frozen Mammoth as an option.
Mm-hmm.
How funny would that be in a deck with no fire spells?
We had a lifesteal zombies for potentially later, potentially now. We could zombies the Mukla one and double trade, but that feels like a great way to lose the board entirely. Although, it would let us develop this Baron's Trapper alongside of it, which would then make the zombies cheaper. We could also just play the zombies. Oh, you gotta go quick, you gotta go faster. You gotta play cards, play cards! Did he rope it? He roped it. Oh no. Sheep, no. What if Hydra trades? The honorable trade.
Into the 2/4?
Into the 3/5. The honorable trade. He doesn't have to.
I don't know. He might just go face. 9 damage is hard to resist.
Nah, I think he just...
Yeah, it's such an efficient trade, though. And then
this flash heal is so disgustingly strong.
Yeah.
I think Sheep kind of just threw really bad. I think he needed to do that line, but he just took too long. Now he's in quite the bind. I imagine he... Oh, dude, he's not... I would have... Probably Alex is 10-7. This thing's going to run away with anything you make. It's just going to kill it.
Yeah, I remember...
Unless you can make something big enough.
Yeah, I remember last season Runaway Blackwing being really good in minion-based...
Dragon Priest meta.
Yeah, but if you can't run spells or whatever it is, it just eats the board.
Speaking from experience, I'm sure Sheep was hoping for the poison Dreadmaw. Or poison Dread scale.
We're now 2 9-drops ahead. I think it's pretty much just over now unless we get the Miracle Rush. Poisonous Death Rattle deal damage beast, but
Loading a mana and
feels
a damage.
pretty over from here. Kind of on the back one of that missed trade, which is unfortunate.
I think it was more of a foregone conclusion anyways.
I don't know. You know, Hydra's deck is super clunky, and so I think if Sheep got an explosive start,
oh, absolutely.
You know, it would have been over. But
yeah, Hydra had the palm reading and the Shadow Essence. I don't know if his other decks have that capability.
Well, the palm reading, Shadow Essence, and the coin too. So Shadow
I'm
Essence
curious.
on 4 is pretty difficult to deal with.
I'm curious to see if any of the matches the person without the coin wins.
Any of the games? I'm sure they can, yeah. This is 20 damage face.
21.
Yeah, if we play the banana. I imagine just banana plus 4/8 all face is just the game.
Is there something we were playing around by not playing the banana?
No, he forgot it's in his hand, I think.
You fight well.
You fight well.
Are there any outs here? I don't really see them.
Oh, yeah, the out was Alexing this 10-7 2 turns ago.
Well,
and then hoping you get really lucky after that. But
Weasel Tunneler. The Tech
here,
W.
I think the beast you need costs 9, right? Yeah.
No, you can get Dread Scale plus Poison, and that's like 5.
Okay.
But-
all
Yeah.
right. Hydra getting a win with
worth
that big priest there. So, excellent. Like to see that.
Not a sweep.
Not a sweep.
Nope.
It's good
First
content.
week that you have casted a game that wasn't a sweep.
I'm excited. Well, I like this Hunter. I feel like it just got off to a slow start, but
Yeah, I mean, it got rolled. The palm reading into hitting the Shadow Essence discount with coin. It's just really good.
yeah.
So
Oh
that
yeah.
leaves Druid and what for Hydra?
Hydra's got Druid and then this Reno Mage.
Yeah. I
The
think
Reno Mage is an interesting
Probably
one, and if
used the Reno Mage, if I had to guess, but I don't know. I'm not
Reno
sure
Mage
what I would
seems pretty
use best.
good with the Flame Ward, and
I lean toward the Reno Mage because a lot of its cards cost 3, and that's how you
yeah.
kind of keep this hunter at bay.
It's
yes,
true.
yes.
It's a tough choice, though. I think if the Druid draws well, it is a different story, right?
Druid.
But
We may never
Just
see the
the Druid.
Mage. Who knows?
Ooh, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, he's got Moon Touch.
The fire
If he
lord.
keeps
Moon
that,
Touch
that's
is
flying
good.
machine answer.
And the red
He
and
did get rid of it though.
Go.
He has coin,
Huh.
so I guess he
Does that
doesn't really
coin?
need a flying machine answer. It is coincidentally also a spider tank answer though. Oh yeah, the flying machine, but he doesn't have the coin, so he'll have to play it into Dreaming Drake if Hydra chooses to coin, which then he could kill with Hero Power. That's as big of a difference as this makes, because if Hydra had coin here, he coins out the flying machine, Hydra plays the 3/4, and then Ramming Mount solos it. But because we have the coin, if we play it, we're able to get out ahead. If we Hero Power, we could be in trouble. Because now he can play the flying machine, it can't get killed unless we touch, like Moon Touch, and then this Ramming Mount's a problem.
What's the fight plan?
I kind of understand why Hydra didn't coin here, because he has all these 6-drops. But this is going to be really awkward, I think. Oh, no. This Ramming Mount is going to feel so bad for Hydra here.
Yeah.
His minion's not going to take any damage. And now it's harder to kill it. You can't bog me, man. And we have the Leaper next turn, so we can make it 5, and then we can send 5 of it into the Creeper and 5 of it to the Dome, if that's what he chooses to play.
The immunity is so helpful here with the.
Oh, it's so gross.
with
Just
the Wind
snowball
Fury.
potential
Oh my
is so
goodness.
strong. You could play a minion and double trade. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me too much, but Leaper here definitely is tempting too. Yeah, pushing 5 is pretty hot. So now Hydra's gonna coin out
Card
6
2.
cost.
It's got it, right?
I think the 5-6 lines up. I guess it's about the same lineup. Never mind. Yeah, probably the card 2. But I would be terribly surprised if we played the Stegodon.
At some point, he's gonna have something stick, or else he
Now
just
Sheep
never.
has the ability to trade this 5-6 into the 3-4, play the Eagle Hornbow, hit the 3-1, and then hit phase for 8, and
Yeah.
develop another minion. This game looks really, really dangerous here for Hydra. The flying machine into the ramming mount technology is actually so strong. He's got the healing from the card too, so he's not actually that low, and he gets to keep playing taunts, but one taunt a turn isn't enough once you've this far ahead on the board, I don't think.
Yeah.
Whereas in the last game against the Priest, he
The
never got that
Bogbeam-
far ahead on the board.
The Bogbeam comes free next turn, so you can pair it with
That
the
will help.
the
Yeah.
Stegodon, and
The
then
biggest problem is you
hopefully
can't kill
she'll
this flying machine until the Fizzy Elemental because it just doesn't take damage.
be- Right.
Oh, the Global Glide technology is off the charts. Holy.
Is that a top deck? That's insane.
The Global Glide tech is so... Look at this trade. This is a 3-mana 4-4 with Rush.
Just to
Don't
kind
let
of
anybody-
6-mana card.
Yeah, I don't let anybody sleep on the Global Glide technology, dude. Is he hero powering or is he playing a 3-cost card? I imagine he should play a Harvest Golem here, but he's going to look at the deck list and figure out the line. I don't think there's an out here if he plays a minion for Hydra.
I think he. Well, I don't know. I mean, I like the hero power because not enough mana for Alex.
There's no
yeah.
there's no threat. There's no threat for like over extending in this format because there's no like clears. Whoa, we play a 3-cost instead of a.
Well,
6 cost.
there is one 6-cost spell that is
Wants to hero power the 4-1. Okay.
missing from Hydra's deck here. Spreading Plague.
Yeah, it's because it's a beast, right? So
Right.
glitching out.
Yeah.
That is game though. The flying machine plus we're having about done him in here.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Just
mean
a
it's a
brutal
hot. I mean,
series.
it's 2 5-6s.
I didn't.
Face.
Yeah, I didn't build Hunter this week, but it's incredible. The ramming mount on
Yeah.
something that's buffed with Wind Fury is.
Very strong.
All right, sheep taking the victory here. 3, 2, 1.
That was crazy. Look at those decks. What a beauty.
All right, I'm gonna check in with them and see if they're interested in chatting with us here. Greetings.
Greetings.
That
No hope.
that ramming mount on
What the hell is that card?
As soon as I saw you not coin the Drake out, I knew you'd lost. It was so gross. His hand was insane.
There's nothing.
Flying machine into ramming mount. Top deck the global glide technology into your cartoot there. It was just
Dude, when I drew, like before he
Incredible.
did that ramming mount thing, and I saw that I started the game off with 2 cartoots on my first 2 draws, I'm like, I got this, right? Like he's aggressive. I got 2 cartoots, and
Yeah.
then suddenly, like, what? Immune? Immune?
starts eating your board alive while developing more.
Yeah, like, there's nothing. I was so done at that point.
Yeah,
But,
standard straight up runs that in Face Hunter, so it's like, gotta do it.
know what to
Oh,
ban next time.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. But good game, Sheep. Good games.
Yeah, very well played. That particularly the priest one just like felt like I couldn't do anything. Like once I roped out the one, it was just like all over.
Rope was
To be honest, I was scared to play the priest because it's very slow. The fact that I drew the palm reading, I had the palm reading into Shadow Essence
and the coin.
and the coin.
Yeah,
pretty perfect.
all helped because most, like 80% of the deck is 6 to 9 mana, right? So like that's what I needed because your decks. When I saw your lists, like we're playing 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm like, you can't play aggro. Well, I guess you can.
You very
Yeah, I
much
think-
can, yeah.
I think a lot of people fall into that trap of what aggro when you can't play things that cost less than 3 or 4, like week 1 and this week.
Yeah.
Somebody over there had Mr. Smite in every single deck, I believe.
I noticed that too. I'm like, oh wow, that's a card. Yeah, I forgot about that being 6 mana.
Yeah, Mr. Smite goes face. It's just like a real big patches.
This is true.
Well,
Face is definitely the place.
great games. I'm excited to be able to cast your guys' matches for a change. It's really fun. And thanks for letting us
Yeah.
observe and see y'all play. It was really fun. So.
Yeah, those are great games.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was a lot of fun. Thanks for the good games, Hydra.
Yeah, no problem. I was really thinking towards I knew that could have been and was my final game there because you were up by 2, and I was thinking my reasoning for picking Druid again was basically that I had lower taunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Contest
thought
board, yeah.
I was hoping that would be able to stall you out, and instead of relying possibly on with my other deck drawing Reno and hopefully the right secrets and whatnot. So that's why I went with the Taunt Druid again. But no, man, that Ram, wow,
That's a card.
Crazy card.
Yeah, probably the MVP card of this week's match. And yeah, it's tricky with the deck building restrictions. This week, I sort of feel like whoever gets the coin has a definite advantage. And when most of the deck costs quite a bit, unless you're able to put all 3 drops, playing a slower deck against a faster one sort of puts you at an advantage. And definitely, we saw with the Priest early on, we were sort of predicting, hey, if Hydra can stabilize, it's pretty much guaranteed the win here. And can he do it? We'll see. But these decks that Sheeprow are so aggressive. It's just push right through. The hand buff Paladin, my goodness, that caught large quickly. Saw you have an entire handful of cards and top deck that Bannerman and just was like, oh well, that's a giant hand.
Yeah, well, so I already had one Bannerman, and then I think I got the other one from one of the Salad's Pride, because you only run a few things with only 1 health. One of them, of course, being Alliance Bannerman. So it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna mill something, but
who cares?
Huge hand, buffed up hand, multiple chargers. Yeah, that's worth milling a card. It may as well have just been the last card in my deck, right?
yeah.
I couldn't believe how unlucky the Demon Hunter game was with both of the Runaway Blackwings missing Il'gynoth.
Oh my gosh.
Plus the double bird off of the Xerix. It was
that was a little painful.
It was. I actually hit my forehead on my desk when that happened.
It felt so bad to not play a skull on 6, but I was like, okay. So I had in my mind, I had to set up like pushing for lethal as fast as I could because I knew that he was like gonna start putting big stuff out and rezzing his big stuff. So I wanted to play lifesteal minions and go straight from that into Il'gynoth. And whenever I saw that come out and the 2 Blackwings like on board, I'm just like, no.
Not like
and then
this.
neither of them hit the Il'gynoth, and I was like, yes.
I felt so bad. Oh well, I gambled, right? That's what you do. Gambled and lost.
Yeah. Sheep sacrificed 2 RNGs before the matches.
Apparently, I forgot to say my prayers.
Worth actually
Crazy hog.
not to rain in the parade, but even if you hit the Il'gynoth with your Runaway Blackwing, you were still dead to his hero card the next turn.
Oh yeah, there was
Because
a
one of the
Kurtrus
twos
in
would have
hand.
lived. Yeah, so you had the Obsidian statue and you had the 2/1/1 goons, and so he could have traded into a goon, traded into a goon, traded into
If
a
he
statue,
realized it.
and then hero powered the extra mana. Yes, he could have missed it, but I'm pretty sure he had lethal that turn anyway. But it certainly made it easier.
Yeah. It wasn't lethal that turn if it hadn't gone that way. So
No, I think it was. I think you had lethal. Because you had 8
true.
mana. So
I
you
guess
gotta hear
on
Art
board.
twice as Crotus. Yeah, not on board. So it definitely
board.
looked bad from Hydra. It was very sad.
Yeah.
But I think you would have got there.
Oh well,
think
it was a
so.
lot
But
of
it's just
fun.
good. If you didn't, he would have brought his stuff back, and then it would have got dicey.
Right, right.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Oh man, and like my hand, I don't know if you guys noticed, I drew like all my like mass. I drew 2 mass reses and Xerix.
Oh,
like,
we
in the
know.
very beginning. Yeah, my opening hand plus then my first draw. So I had 3 cards that were 9 mana, 2 mass res, 1 Xerix right at the beginning. I'm like, sweet, that's a great way to start the game.
That's rough.
That's okay. A lot of fun though.
It
It's a
happens.
lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for us tonight. Thank you for letting us cast your matches, and big thank you to Vapod and Jordan for hanging out with me tonight and casting. It's a lot of fun. I love hanging out with you guys, so thanks again.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go, I know you guys have content. Would you like to shamelessly plug anything?
Sure. We've got the People's Champ podcast episode went live tonight. The tweet's going out tomorrow because apparently got a promo in the middle of the day. I also have a TikTok for Hearthstone content.
Ooh, what is it? What's the link?
I think it's just Vapod1, maybe Vapod1_HS. I'd have to check. Let me check for
Prod
you.
one.
Is it Vapod1? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the assist there, Jordan.
Very
It is
nice.
Vapod1.
Inexperienced plugger here.
All right, Jordan, what about you?
You can subscribe to me on YouTube. Join MG on YouTube.
Very good. Love it. All right. Well, Hydra and Sheep, we talk to you guys all the time. So. but hey, thank
You
you.
want to plug your podcast? Born to be Wild podcast?
Hey, that's where we're at. Yeah, bornbewildhs.com if you want to interact with Hydra, Sheep, or myself. The Discord is the place to be. So thank you everybody for being here. That is going to be it for us. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Wise words have never been spoken.